I'm gonna be just fucking walking this then.
Like how I thought with Elden Ring, like how long would it take to actually walk the entire map? I wonder how long it would be for a Death Stranding as well.
Man really wants his pizza.
Yeah, the pizza sub-story, it's just such a Kojima thing. So did you beat the story yet? Or are you just trying to 100% it before you beat it?
Yeah, the last 5 stars I need before I move on. I'm basically at the part where there's like, yeah, you gotta go back. Pretty much cleaning up house before I went back. I just needed that pizza delivery, and then I think I'm golden. It's a lot. It was a long road to get here, but you know what? It's fine. I fucking love it. It's I'm already feeling the burnout. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm almost done. So I'm just pushing it out more, trying to get what I need done. Because I know you don't need a 5-star at everything, but that's what I want to do. Trying to figure out whether or not I still want to like platinum this.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. When I did it, that's when I went back after beating the story, and because like I didn't really like explore a whole lot. Like I did some stuff here and there, but yeah, everything still needed 5 stars and stuff. Even the first area, so I had to go back on the ship and go over there. Was it like 4 hours at a time for like a solid like week or two, just on stream, just going over there. Yeah, I think a break for Plat would be good if you still want to do that. But if you're 100%ing stuff, like you're almost there, probably.
Should be almost there. I put in some work to try to make it so that I don't have to go back to any of these facilities at the end of the game.
Do you know how many hours you have total?
It's 113. I was trying to clean up everything because I knew in the end I'm gonna want to go back and pretty much deliver everything for everybody. Like the hardest part was the mountains, just trying to fucking get my pathing in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the zip lines came in, and then from there I just started putting down zip lines everywhere. It's a lot of work. It's definitely a trek. I'm just so glad like I don't have to put any resources into the zip lines, because that would suck if I had to like build it after putting it down. A lot of the missions are time based if you wanted to get more likes per mission complete. And a lot of that shit is impossible in the mountains, because god damn it, man.
Yeah.
It's just uphill.
Mm-hmm. Dude, especially the snow area.
Golly.
Yeah, like that place is rough, and you got to have the zip lines there. There's just no way, unless you just want to snowboard with the
Oh, that's fun. Downhill I can do that shit all day.
Yeah.
That's so good. But just getting back up the hill is so taxing. I can't wait till I'm done. It's gonna be. This is one of those games that I'm actually glad I played.
Yeah, in the beginning I was thinking, yeah, this game's okay so far, and then later on I was like, oh no, yeah, I'm liking this game. And then now, today's time, I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to go back, or at least I just want to like get more into the story. Again, with the trailers, it's just there's so much going on, and of course, yeah, excited for the movie whenever that's going to come out, probably like a year or two, and see like how different it is going to be compared to the game, because it's not going to be a 1-to-1 adaptation. It's going to be like it's going to be based off of it, basically.
Fuck yeah.
So I wonder how that's going to really play out.
Do you think they'll make it so that it's more steered towards an audience that doesn't have to play the game to know, or like be introduced into what's going to go on in this movie? Do you feel like it would be more aimed towards like fans?
I think it'll be a mix of both. I think mainly because it's going to be an A24 film, so you're already going to be expecting weird stuff going on with like not a whole lot of explanation kind of thing.
Yeah, 24 does know how to get weird.
Yeah, like there's the remember I was watching that one movie, Gerry, with ScarJo where she's naked. She's like, it's
oh yeah.
Oh god, what's...
He said that so fast.
Yeah. Dude, that was a crazy movie, man.
Yeah. What's the under the skin?
It's on her chest.
But yeah, Under the Skin's like one of those movies where like you don't really understand what's going on, and it's all just very abstract ideas essentially, and then until you get to the end, you're like, oh, so this is what it is basically. So I feel like that's why A24 is so perfect for Kojima, because you know his mind is so crazy, it fits right in. But I think they'll probably have to tame it back just a little bit. It's just out there, but maybe it is too out there for normies to like really appreciate.
It definitely is too out there, man. It takes a autistic mind to really appreciate Kojima. But in all seriousness, like Kojima, for those of us like who've been here for the entire ride since like Police Knots, of course for them it's gonna be like we're hyped for no matter what it is. And then there's the other crowd that's just all about A24 movies because of how fucking weird they can get. And they're going to be there for that moment. So it's going to be a beautiful melding of just the weirdest fucking minds imaginable. I bet you everybody has a favorite meme. I'm going to say that right now. Everybody has a favorite meme or who's going into that movie because, like, that's how our minds are worked. Whereas, like, a normie would just be like, oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah. Whereas we get it. I'm kind of rambling now, but it's just because it's hard to put us in a box.
I think my favorite meme is still the one where he's like over this ridge standing there, and then you look down into the valley, and then it's a bunch of McDonald's and Starbucks and Walmart. It's so good.
You guys make it sound really fun. Fuck.
If you like Kojima as much as we do, man, everything that he makes or he will make is going to be a good time.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like it takes like a certain type of like person to really appreciate it. Like when the game starts, like like one of the first major cutscenes when Sam is interacting with characters on that truck, you know, and they're just throwing all these terms and stuff like, oh, he's a replicant and like this and that, and you're like, what? Or not a replicant, a repatriate and stuff. You're like,
repatriate,
and it's like, what are you talking? What is going on?
What is all these words? Like, oh, he's got dooms.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's
I still don't know what Dooms is, bro. Does it make you like more susceptible to like BTs
Dude,
or what?
I don't know, man.
Fuck, man.
It's like it's one of those things where you have to dive into the emails and read them all to kind of understand more of what's going on. I think it's Hartman. From his emails, he explains a lot of stuff.
Hartman would give you the lore.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Oscar, if you like that kind of stuff for story writing, and then you just like actually following traffic flow in GTA, this is the game.
Fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, build your roads, get in your truck, you know, deliver some packages, listen to a podcast, boom.
I can be the lead man and the courier.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I'm making my own America great again.
Yeah, you want to piss in some grenades, dude? This is the game for you.
Dude, so my first BT boss fight wasn't actually the boss fight. I got actually swarmed by BTs and they dragged me into the squid fight. I didn't know what to do because that was before I had like any hematic bullshit. And all I could think back was like they're susceptible to your blood somehow, and like that was like that early on where they're like trying to do tests on my blood and see what makes it so that like BTs react to me weirdly. I don't know.
Yeah,
just fucking Kojima bullshit. And I had no idea what to do. I was stuck, and like the squid was just flopping everywhere. The tar was everywhere, and I don't know what to do. What can Sam do right now? No, he's not gonna strangle the fucking thing with the rope that he has. I'm gonna piss on him.
Yep. And
that's what I did. Nothing happened, but you know,
yeah,
I did it.
Yeah.
It was great. And BB would be fucking proud of me, but I died, and then I had to restart. So it's like it never happened.
It's not effective at all. But when you're getting swarmed by the tar on the floor, you know, when you're trying to walk away from it and the hands are coming out. If you stop and piss, like they'll back away for a second.
What?
Yeah,
oh,
but it
man.
doesn't give you enough time to like really escape. Like it's not that
okay.
It's not that peak of a strat.
Damn, man, that would be so epic if it was that good, man. It'd be so
Just
good.
hear a real quick soundbite, just ew, brother, what are you doing? And then they just come back and swarm you.
Like all of a sudden, BB's excited, BB's laughing.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking love this baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, BB's great. I think my favorite parts are probably the with Mads. Like when you go to sleep and stuff, and then you get all those essentially flashbacks with Mads Mikkelsen's character and seeing what's going on there. Like, he's just so good.
Dude, he's such a good character for this. God damn it, man. Like, even though the cringe parts when he was playing Santa in the flashback, I'm like, this is so good, man. This is so good. They probably just told Mads to like, so pretend to be Santa Claus. Don't give it away, and he's like, perfect, I got it.
He's like, what does this have to do with what is this game? And it's like, no, just do it.
He's like, that. But when you're pulling out all the presents, the last one, you got to pull out the Glock and say it's for you.
Yeah.
I understand. God, Mads is a peak choice for a villain, for this kind of villain too.
Yes, and then Death Stranding 2, baby.
Oh baby.
Yeah.
Oh baby. I don't even know what's gonna happen there. What to expect. Honestly, I'm gonna be a little disappointed if it's just gonna be like another area to deliver packages to. Like I would like more combat. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Like with this one especially because everybody knows BTs are a thing and Bridges got their hookup with Fragile, and it feels like USA is already like connected, or UCA. So it's I don't know where they could go now.
Yeah, I mean that's when you beat the game and they're like, well, obviously they're gonna do it too, right? It's like, but why? Like I understand doing it too, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Like it's really hard to understand. Mm-hmm. And you kind of get ideas with like the trailer that came out. If it's gonna be the same exact thing, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a downer because yeah, like the combat is fine in the first game, but yeah, you could really overhaul it and just give us like so much more stuff because as fun as it is, like the combat for like those boss fights when you get captured, like it's not that difficult.
Yeah, if anything, like the only one in exemption is the whale ones, and that is literally just kind of trying to escape.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, everything else is kind of like they're just there flopping around, or they swat at you, and then you just shoot them in the head or in the spot.
But yeah, no, great game. I mean, it still has surprises for you. At least it did for me when I went back in. Because I never encountered it. I don't know if you saw them yet. Like, you know, with the BTs, there's like a lot of areas where it's dense. And then I remember I was just doing my typical thing. And then I looked to the left. And I was like, oh, shit. And I stopped. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just a giant BT.
Oh, big time. Yeah, dude. Oh, like, I came across with a couple of those. A couple of shots of the anti-BT gun, but like full round is 2 of those will take it out. But like, yeah, I shot one and then it got angry at me and turned around and pointed at me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh no. And yeah, it's basically just a bigger BT. It just drags you away when it gets you. You know how it is.
Yeah.
I can't get around the fucking red ones. You know, have you caught those?
Yeah, I remember seeing those. I think because it's a more aggressive type of BT, I think. So it's like you really just can't sneak around.
Yeah, like I've seen it just like moving around. A couple other BTs too, but like that one I can't shoot. I can't kill because the bullets. It seems like the bullets just go through it. I don't know. I might be doing it wrong, but those like I gotta fucking avoid those because nothing I do does anything to them. So there might be definitely some stuff like that. I'm still learning about.
Yeah. Oh shit! You can use. I was just looking it up.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know this strat. This guy says you can use the bolo guns on BTs. Oh, that's
to keep them from moving.
Yeah, you can restrain them for a short while.
Shit. Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay, and then the pro strat is you could do that and then go in and cut their cord.
Yeah, that makes sense.
See, I didn't even know that was a thing. I was just like, well, yeah, that's just for the humans. It's for the mules and stuff, but damn.
I tried. Also, like, I think they also work to, like, for the parts you don't have BB, which is, like, maybe that's that one part. I think you could bolo gun, like, randomly if you think there's one in the area, and then just, like, it'll probably just stay on it so you know where it's at all times. Like, you see that the bolo's just glowing, just staying there on the BT.
Yeah.
But still, like, when I had no BB, I wasn't doing anything BT related.
Yeah, you're like, fuck this. Yeah.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing a blind run against BTs. There's just no way. Which then, of course, well, you're not there yet, but, like, that's also part of, like, well, what the hell are you going to do in Death Stranding 2 with, like, enemy types? Like, what are you going to do with BTs and stuff in the future? Because,
you know, let Kojima cook is all I'm saying. There's definitely a lot of room for improvements, but there's a lot of room, like, post Death Stranding where it's like, where are we going from here? Where do we go? And at that point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit back, wait till it comes out. If I can see gameplay, that's cool, but I can do without, honestly, because I am such a Kojima fanboy that I will trust I will trust him. I will trust this. I say like, don't trust your game devs like fully, except Kojima. Kojima is a special case.
Special case for our special boy.
That's me?
But yeah, while we let Kojima cook, man, some other stuff is cooking in the works on Twitter that Old Boy is coming back as a series. Probably a limited series.
Hell yeah, I remember Old Boy. Are they gonna clean some parts up, or are they just gonna keep it, I guess, verbatim?
It's going to be interesting because Old Boy the show, or Old Boy the movie, a lot of people, I guess, don't know, but it is based off of a manga. And I've read the manga, and it is very different from what they did, which is a part of me why I didn't really finish the movie, because I'm like, I'm just not a fan of this kind of version. But yeah, if they do this TV series, I kind of hope they would do the manga. It feels like it's fitted for TV, because it's a lot of drama and stuff. It is a lot longer, so I could see them making like a whole season of the manga. Yeah, they're teaming up with Park Chan-wook. I think that was the director for the movie.
Old Boy experienced already. That's great. That's what we like to hear in remakes. There's people who worked on the previous version working on the modern one.
I mean, one of the big aspects for the movie was it's like very cinematic, and like of course the iconic hallway fight scene.
Oh yeah, man! I remember seeing that in Sifu, and that was the coolest shit ever.
Yes.
I replayed that hallway fight so many times.
I think you platinumed that game, right?
Hell yeah, I did, man. That game was so fun. It's just I forgot how to fight, and I can't go back to the Arenas DLC.
It just makes me think of Batman. Like, basically Batman Combat.
Yeah,
where you get a chance to parry before almost every incoming attack.
Right. Yeah, that's a good description of it.
Yeah, I bought the deluxe upgrade for it because we got it for Plus not that long ago. The deluxe upgrade's on sale. I might as well grab it up, and I looked and I'm like, oh dude, I didn't even see these bonus costumes that you get.
Oh yeah.
Of course, there's the Bruce Lee costume, but you're telling me I can drive in Seafood? He has the Ryan Gosling drive jacket. It's so we're so
yeah,
back.
bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I have never seen that movie. You could not tell me that fool is a kung fu master, bro.
No, he's not. No, no, but it looks fucking cool.
They might as well have put in. Isn't he also the same guy that's in the new Blade Runner?
Yeah, he's K.
Yeah, he should have put his fucking costume in there too.
Mm-hmm. I got the plat for Tekken finally last night.
Nice.
And I was doing the character stories, and I was doing like, let's do Brian's. Let's see how wacky Brian Fury's story is going to be. And I was like, oh, he's called a replicant in the game. I forgot about that. So I was like, you know what? He needs the Ryan Gosling skin. So I had to do the Blade Runner for him.
That is such a weird fucking way to connect to, dude.
Yeah.
I'll put Brian Fury as Drive because
he's literally
because they have a Drive outfit in Seafood.
And man, I'm telling you, after playing a couple of the story for characters again, I'm like, God, this is like the game is asking for a goddamn Yakuza character because they're just such wacky endings. It's so good.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Brian's ending, it's just Mad Max.
Fucking Mad Max, it's so good, man.
Yeah, and then I did Dragonov's, and at the end it's like, oh, like he gets the Zaibatsu, and then now he just wants to like relax at home while he builds model kits of tanks.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and he's enjoying it, and then he's not done building it, so he opens the second box, and then he reads the paper, and it says the company went bankrupt, so that this is the last kit, and he's just devastated. And then he just looks at, and then he goes and looks because he's just missing like the barrel part, the top of the tank. And then he looks and he has this Mokujin statue, so he takes the head off the Mokujin statue, just slaps it on the tank. It's so fucking funny.
Man, what fucking game is this, dude?
Yeah, it's freaking Yakuza, dude. That's what it is.
That was fucking good.
It's
yeah,
like,
you get seriously, man. We need like Kiryu or fucking Majima on here, dude.
Yeah.
No, we need Waffle House. We need Waffle House.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Harada.
Yes, bro. 1,000 times
it's in
yes.
their fucking court now. Harada was like, I already sent all the information out. We just need them to respond. Copyright.
Yeah, they got to do like a restaurant stage, which they might, because if we ever get Bob as a DLC, his stage could be a restaurant because he owns Bob's Burgers. So... Oh, and the best part too is because there's avatars you can create, and there's like the whole arcade quest storyline that you have to do. When you get to the finals, there's commentators, and it's Michael and Harada. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome! Like they're in the game. And then once you beat the Arcade Quest story, you unlock Harada's ghost, and then you can go fight that.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, and it's just Fang, but he looks like Harada, and I'm like, yeah, this is perfect.
Damn, I gotta get on that story. I touched a little bit of it.
Yeah, I kind of just like rushed through it because like I just want to beat it, but I've heard like it's actually a good place to go to for like new players because it actually helps you learn and understand like the mechanics for the game. I think Evo Japan is happening right now, but as of this recording, it's this coming weekend. So by the time you listen to this, it would have passed already. So hopefully, we got the second character reveal for Tekken.
Ooh yeah, it's gonna be hype.
Who do you think it's going to be?
If we're to believe the data mine leaks, I think it's Lydia's next. But I was thinking this last night. I kind of hope for like every season we get at least one new character in the roster.
How many characters did we get for Tekken 7 again?
Like at launch or like at the end?
At the end.
At the end, I believe it was 51 characters.
But then that's like what, 16 DLC characters?
Yeah, you were right with about like 16. Yeah, 15, and one of them was Eliza, which was she was a standalone character. Like you got her if you did the pre-order, or you could just buy her separately.
Yeah, she wasn't a part of any season pass, I don't think, and they never included her in one.
No, but she was only like $5, so it wasn't that bad. But I'm pretty sure this time will be different because again, like the first two seasons, it was only like Geese and Noctis pretty much, and this time around for season 1, we're getting 4 characters. But yeah, again, crazy that we only have 3 new characters for Tekken 8. You know, compared to the last game, it was like a good like third of the roster were like brand new characters or something.
I'm still waiting for Christy Montero. I'm sorry, but I know that's never gonna happen.
I mean, you know, Tekken Tag 3, dude, if that ever happens.
Oh man, I hope so. War to stop when a new Tekken Tag comes out.
Just wait until the new Budokai comes out.
Dude, all the screenshots,
all
man.
crime in Mexico will just stop for days.
Wasn't there like I know it's probably not true, but wasn't there like a rumor that like when there's a new Dragon Ball movie, cartel crime
it goes down. Yeah, I've heard about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Goddamn, man.
Yeah. No, I'm so hyped for Sparking Zero. It's gonna be so good. They're finally dropping a bunch of screenshots for all the characters so far. It's just looking so clean. It's awesome.
Nice.
Dude, I want to see Chi-Chi from Dragon Ball in that bitch. I just want to stab people with a little boomerang on her helmet. Just like
No, not even that, dude. Oh god, which one was it? I think it was Infinite Worlds or Sparking Limit, one of those like one-off games that they did. Their adult Chi-Chi was playable.
Like from the tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like cuz it's like that outfit, and she is she has like some weapons. The only one I remember is the she uses the fan. Remember, like that Goku was looking for in Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah.
So that way they could put out the fire, but it was like soaked in tea or something. But that's one of her weapons. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, and like actually like effort into that character. So I only wish that she could come back for that. Oh, and a big thing is Future Gohan is in the game, and he's actually missing his arm because I don't know if you guys have seen that, but he was in Xenoverse 2. And it's actually pretty hype because it's him and Goku, and they're fighting a bunch of what are they fighting? I know it's like metal cooler, but I think it's like gold metal cooler or something crazy. No, Zamasu. They're fighting a bunch of Zamasus, I think. And like the combos are so cool, but he's fighting with one arm, but his model still has both arms.
Oh.
Like what? And I guess it has something to do with like the rating of the game, and it's like he had to have both arms or something dumb. I don't remember. Roster's looking good so far. I'm just still disappointed that the transformations are, I guess they're considered separate characters in the game, so that kind of sucks. It's still going to be a massive roster, but it's like, oh, you're going to have like one entire row of just Goku and then another one of Vegeta. It's like, okay, I guess that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to what do they call them, the clones. They do that in every game. It's so annoying.
I know with at least fighters, like when base Goku came out, he actually played different and was actually pretty fun. Because I know like Super Saiyan and then like Blue Gokus, they just played the same.
I'd be akin to like Goku from different eras in his life, not just like different arcs. Kid Goku, Teenage Goku, and then like adult Goku, and then like if you're gonna add like all of the forms, then just like I don't know, make it. I think Fighters did this, or maybe Tenkaichi 2 or 3, but you basically hover over Goku and then you can just change which form you want to start with.
Yeah, that's the Tenkaichi series. And with like Tenkaichi, it's like it's not the most complex fighting mechanics, right? As something like with Fighters. But the cool part, what they were doing is, yeah, if you go Super Saiyan, sure, you're kind of fighting the same, but you have different specials and special abilities as well. So like that's actually a nice thing to add on there. Like they could have just done the same thing here, but I guess it's just whatever. I will still be playing day one.
Yeah, definitely. You're not gonna catch me slipping on that game, dude.
Mm-mm.
I'm more into like what kind of stages they're gonna have and how far it's gonna go. I'm not gonna lie, but like, do you remember? I think it was called Dragon Ball Z Burst or something like that. It like came out for the Xbox, and it was like specifically about like the Cell series.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like it only went up that far, and it's not like they weren't able to go farther, like because at the time I think we were all the way up into like the Buu arc, and we had Tenkaichi 3 by that point. Tenkaichi 3 came out already. This was after that, like on the 360. And I remember that they made it because of the graphics. Like it was just supposed to be like really beautiful looking, and it was a really like a good looking fighters game, because it added a lot of graphics and elements to the environment and the destruction and like all the things that you can do with it. And I think because they focused so much on that, they couldn't really spend so much time developing newer assets for like the rest of the series. And this is why I'm kind of like afraid that they're kind of going in that direction too. Like who knows how far they're going to go, if they're just going to go all the way to the Buu arc and then be like, okay, that's it. We're only doing Dragon Ball Z. And it's just like, okay, well, we're going to release this other stuff, but it's going to be as DLC. So I don't really feel like that'll be a big game in total. I hope that the roster will be a decent size. I'm not asking for Tenkaichi 3. I'm not saying it has to be filled with clones and like, basically like, one-off characters that don't even matter at this point, but like, I don't know. I would like for it to be like an actual like core composition of like, I don't know, the series, like from beginning to end. I think that they can manage that. Like Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super. I think that they can honestly manage that.
We're seeing some super characters like Beerus and Whis are playable. I think some of the what do they call, like the Pride Troopers or whatever, like Jiren's universe. I saw some of them are there too.
The demo that I saw, I think it's like speed profiles, brawler profiles. So they're like trying to make like classifications of characters,
One of the problems with anime fighters is always like, well, what's the roster going to be like? And it's like, okay, well, we have to get like the basic stuff, right? Like there's a good video of this guy building the One Piece Fighters roster, like if they would ever make that game. And he's like, well, you already know like 10 slots are being used, and that's just for Luffy's crew. And it's just like, and then all the Marines are going to be there, and then like some of the important characters, like maybe all the Shishibukai are going to be there too. And it's like, well, what about the rest? And it's like, yeah, that's
you can pretty much figure out who's going to be on the roster by just being connected to the story itself, just reading it.
And I think it also like matters like what current arc the series is in when they start developing the game.
That's right. Yeah.
Like when J-Stars came out, right? And it's like, okay, well, who are the big bad villains for One Piece that we should put in there? And they put Akainu because like he was like the big threat because like Marineford and stuff. And then when Jump Force came out, and it's like, oh god, I don't know, who are we gonna pick? Like, I guess we'll just pick back Blackbeard to be the big villain. Is like the main antagonist of like Naruto, Dragon Ball, and One Piece. And it's like, well, I guess we'll just pick Blackbeard right now because there really kind of wasn't anybody at that time, because like that was like right before Wano. I mean, they could have put Don Flamingo, but
kind of irks me when we talk about like I guess what they could do for those kind of things, because it's like they try experimenting a lot with like the different kinds of like I guess formats they can do for like the anime titles. They just for whatever reason don't want to give anyone the same format as Naruto, even though Naruto has like the best one in my opinion. Like you got a fighter, somewhat of an adventure. It kind of goes into tangents where you can do like mini games and stuff like that. There's an overworld. As far as I'm concerned, like they just want to keep like I like the Warrior series, but I honestly don't think that it really encompasses like what they could be doing. Like they could really like, in my opinion, like be combining it with like their fighter series and makes like a whole new type of format altogether. I would think about it as like if you were to combine the Sensho series, I think that's what it was called, and the Fighter series, like Burning Blood, you probably get like some like Dark Souls-esque One Piece type thing, you know, where you're just going around different islands doing different things, probably mission based, a little bit like Neo. I can see that definitely being a better format than just doing a standard one or the other type thing, you know, because either one of them don't really like, they're not really that long. A lot of it's always like the same rehash bullshit. Like I think you would know, right? Because you played a lot of the Warrior games, but usually, you know, they start from the same point from the very beginning of One Piece, and then, you know, some of them like to just kind of skip around through like the different islands and like one or two missions, and then kind of get to the nitty gritty for Alabasta and then Skypia and then blah blah blah, and then just skip all the way to the 2-year arc. And then even up to that point is probably like just Subodi or Fishman Island. I don't really remember how far it went.
Remember the first Warriors game for One Piece? It was like, yeah, we're going into each arc and actually spending a good amount of time with each one. And then I think 2, I didn't really play it that much, but I remember that was like some kind of weird what if thing where like there was like some like Garlic Jr. mist in the air or whatever, and people were turning evil. And then I remember like the ending for that game was Ace doesn't die, and like and they beat Akainu at the Paramount War or something. And then Pirate Warriors 3 is probably the best one because they actually like go in and you just kind of do everything up until the point that they had, which was I think it was Dressrosa. It was that or Whole Cake Island, but I remember like where I stopped in 3, you fought Orz's body at Thriller Bark. I was like, this is crazy that they threw this in here. And then with 4, it was that one. It's like very summary heavy. The East Blue stuff you barely touch, and it's mostly like post time skip. And then they have the whole Wano arc that's its own original story because Wano was just getting started. But I do want to see more anime games that aren't like 3D arena fighter that just suck. Like I haven't played it yet, but like Dragon Ball Kakarot looks actually pretty good. And you know, they're diving into like all the story stuff, and that looks fun. And yeah, I wish we had that for like other stuff like JJK instead of just that 2v2 shitter that they put out.
I actually downloaded Kakarot, but I didn't play it for very long. But I do know that they still make DLC for it. Like I think the last one they just made was the Bardock one.
It's hard to make a good enemy fighter.
Yeah, it is, especially when Bandai just wants to pick like the same like few devs every single time, and it's like, can we just get something else? Like how come Fighters, like that was the last one? Hopefully this Hunter x Hunter game, I haven't seen any news for it, but hopefully that's going to be good. Nice. Earlier today, I don't know if did you guys see it, we got the new trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, I saw that. It was pretty nice. It's got me hyped for sure.
Yeah, the last trailer I was like, I mean, it's, you know, it's Hugh Jackman, I'll go back. But yeah, seeing this trailer I was like, oh no, I'm all in now. Yeah, I'm liking what they're doing. So they're picking, it's Wolverine, but he's from a different universe, and I feel like it's paying homage to Old Man Logan, I guess. You know, in the comic line, he considers himself a failure because he got
people killed.
Yeah, and he got tricked by Mysterio and ended up killing like all the X-Men and stuff. So that's why he considers himself a failure. And here, it sounds like that's not what happened, but something similar, probably. So that's cool. It's basically, it's like, hey, do you want to be a defeated old Wolverine again? Like, let's do it.
I like the homage they gave to the Wolverine game in the beginning, where he was just sitting at the bar. The first thing in the game.
And I'm pretty sure they do because it's Marvel, which means it's Disney, so they have the money. But I think that bartender in the trailer is the bartender from X-Men 1.
What is it? Deadpool's fucking wacky, silly goose type attitude mixed with like Wolverine's fuck the world, I'm a fucking alcoholic. I'm gonna fucking stab the shit out of you if you look at me wrong type attitude. I fucking think those two will pair very well. Like wine and cheese, you know, it's fucking nice just to see both of them together. Like we all know Deadpool has a fucking weird type of love towards Wolverine, and Wolverine want nothing to fuck to do with it. You know, being an X-Man, he and Deadpool being another mutant, they always seem to be connected somehow.
Thinking back to when there was the Death of Wolverine event, and they did a bunch of like one shots and stuff of like how people feel after his death, and there was one with Deadpool specifically. It's like one of my favorite parts because it's a serious Deadpool, and I always think the serious writing is like excellent with that character. And it was just basically him talking about his relationship with Wolverine and how like very strange it is, but he still has like all this respect and stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's just so good. And I just really hope we get a lot of serious Deadpool in the movie.
I fucking love that trope of silly guy turns serious for a quick second, and then it's just like the fucking best thing you can ever hear. That I love that trope so much. Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds fucking knocks that shit out the park.
What if he just gave us Deadpool from X-Men Origins really quick? He just goes fourth wall and just like, takes off the mask, rips out his mouth or something like that, and just goes straight mute for like a whole like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Did you ever see Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
No.
I think so, I did.
Yeah, so when the credits are running, because with time travel, so it's just Deadpool like time traveling, and they get some B footage from Origins, and it's one of the scenes where we first see like the Weapon 11 Deadpool version, and then he just comes in and just shoots him in the head.
It was so good, bro.
And yeah, it being a Marvel Disney movie, like I said, with like bringing the bartender back, like they're bringing a bunch of people back, like Pyro from like X2 and 3. I know he's back in the movie. From this screenshot of that shot with the Ant-Man helmet, we see some other familiar characters like Mephisto from First Class and
Doctor Strange Portal.
It's looking like they grabbed what's her name in X3. It was like that girl with the tattoo on her face, and she can like basically like know what rank you are. And then this tweet I'm looking at, they're thinking Lady Deathstrike from X2 is going to be in there, and I'm like, I mean that's kind of a pull, but she was hot in that movie, so I'll give it to you.
It's going to be the same lady too.
You're telling me that other girl's power is to judge you?
Yeah, her power is what's your placement? Yeah.
I kind of barely even remember Deathstrike from Origins until I saw her picture. And then I really thought to myself, I was like, this bitch really even got like 20 minutes of solid screen time altogether throughout that movie. Like, swear, like she wasn't just like, using her adamantium nails to get the most time during the end of the movie. And pretty much the rest, she was just like a mute bodyguard. Like she didn't really, I mean, she did talk, but like super quiet. And she barely ever said anything when she needed to. It's
just like, oh, we have the name. Okay, let's just use it for X2 because that was just the era. But yeah, this trailer definitely sold me, so I'm down for it. At first, we were thinking, oh, this is the gateway movie for Ryan Reynolds to be in the MCU to interact with everybody else. But I think this is his last movie as well. So it's just the last hoorah, I guess.
Man, I have the otter hood on, and most of these cutscenes with it on is just so silly.
Do you guys see Kaiju number 8?
It's on Twitter, right?
Oh, what?
I saw it on Crunchyroll.
I brought it up a while back on the podcast when it was getting the anime. It was going to be like a Twitter exclusive or something. Yeah, Kaiju number 8 will be on Twitter.
That's crazy, dude.
I think I'm on the official account right now, but I don't see an episode posted.
Okay, I'm glad it's not stuck on fucking Twitter. Okay. Yeah, because I remember when I read that, I was like, oh, dude, it's so over.
You get content locked on Twitter. God, man, it's gonna be different.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what that would have set up this whole series like? I know, like, no lie. This series would have immediately gone to Terraform Mars for me. It just would have immediately just, like, tanked to that level of, I'm not even going to bother touching this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I heard recently from a friend. They're just like, oh, it fucking fell off. And I was like, oh, damn, did it? I still want to check it out, but yeah, that's what I was hearing. But hey, since you bring up Terraform Mars, I don't think, but it's coming back. We're finally getting a new chapter at some point.
Why can't I get the same amount of energy to just get Berserk wrapped up nicely in a neat little bow?
Yeah, I don't know. Berserk's at a weird place now. Like, it's fine. Like there was a lot of build-up, and now it's just kind of slowing down. I do kind of miss Terraform Mars.
Oh yeah, big time. That was such a good manga, man. I remember where I fell off. It's just when like they started coming into the U.S. and the bugs started coming to Earth, and like I don't know, we're stuck with the was it the mantis shrimp dude? What's his name, Akira or something?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that I think that's where I fell off, when like the bugs started coming to Earth and he's just down there riding a motorcycle like Akira. I don't know, but if you're telling me this is one of those Attack on Titan things, might be time to get back.
It's still weird, dude. You know, like the hybrid thing going on and like all that kind of stuff was just wild. Like it had a natural like progression of like, okay, let's just get some humans that are infused with bug DNA. and have them fight the roaches. And it's like, okay, we got some cool powers. The next wave was, well, let's actually just put them with other animals. And it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then what's next after that? It's like, I don't know, actually. No, but action is good, and, the waifus are great. So, but yeah, cool that it's back. Just like One Piece is finally back.
Oh, yeah. And it hasn't stopped building.
Yeah, the new chapter was, is not only is it great, but it's, again, like, dude, next week, though, it's gonna be fucking crazy, man.
It's just we've come so far, and we're getting so close to some kind of climax, some kind of point in the story. Because I don't know about you, but this definitely feels like, or the next couple chapters coming up, definitely feels like a Saburi archipelago type arc. Yes. Where, like, if they weren't ready 2 years ago, they were sent away by Kuma, but now, like, feels like there's nobody to send them away, so now they have to fucking stand ground and defeat the fucking 5 elders, bro. This is a point of the story where I didn't think, like, I think I would, like, drop One Piece before coming here, but One Piece has stayed consistently fucking on fire, that I'm glad I lived long enough to see where this might be headed to. Because this would be like the fight for all fights. Because before Imu even fucking showed up, we saw glimpses of the 5 elders. So we just didn't know what was going to happen between like between the Straw Hat crew and the rest of the world versus like the 5 elders up in Marijua. And now that we see them in action, the story is moving on exponentially. Because after them, what else is there? It's Imu, but we don't really know much about Imu at this point. In Metal Gear terms, he's the Patriots. Like, he's the one who controls everything behind the scenes. At least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I can only think of, like, they just go to, like, God Valley next after this, right? And then, like, see something even crazier. What's gonna happen? Blackbeard and Akainu? Like, they're still, like, kind of out there, but...
I feel like we're far away from them still.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, there's still a lot more to go before we reach Laugh-Tale, because that seems like Laugh-Tale is where we're gonna see who's the other big bad for the rest of the pirates. It's Blackbeard, and who's the big bad for the world government? It's the Marines. So if we're gonna see Akainu with everybody else and Blackbeard, it's just gonna be a race at Laugh-Tale. That's what I'm assuming it's gonna be, but we never know. We might finish up the Blackbeard arc like before we reach that point.
Yeah,
same thing with the Marines. Like. It seems like to me like the Marines are already falling apart because there's a lot of discourse between them. Even though like most of them aren't really in the Marines anymore, there's still like there are still scars left of the past that it feels like they're gonna come to terms soon. Like we saw Aokiji Kuzan in Blackbeard's crew, so there's already that. It feels like there's gonna be something big between them and the Marines. So. And Kizaru's over here just already broken from fighting like one of his best friends. The Marines are sort of losing the battle to get One Piece in my eyes, but I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going to happen later. I mean, come on, dude. The fucking pacifistas were all destroyed. So they already took out their own force.
Everybody with the power of friendship.
So there's still a lot that can happen between now and the end of One Piece.
With the build-up we got with with Kobe, right? Yeah. And like how like he's super strong now, and he's actually working for this like blacklist or like this Black Ops branch of the Marines, Sword, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And I feel like Oda's setting him up to be like Garp again, like how Garp teamed up with Roger at God Valley. It's like, well, obviously Kobe's going to team up with Luffy at some point, but it's like, oh, he might be the leading force for like against Akainu. Like he's probably going to fight Akainu. Which that's going to be pretty sick because, the last time they interacted, Kobe passed out at the pre-time skip. So, like, seeing them fight would be pretty cool. And then Luffy's probably just going to have to fight Blackbeard. Yeah, really, really good chapter. I mean, even with the Vegapunk stuff, that was, like just one panel talking about, like, sins or whatever. You're like, what? You're just introducing this now?
I know, I was like,
what are you talking about?
What is this sins bullshit?
I was like, dude. They're fucking pirates, bro.
No, it has to be more. It's Oda we're talking about, dude. It has to be like a whole ass fucking valley of tunnels underneath that anthill of just
you're fucking... describing the fucking shit. You're describing the plot to Fullmetal Alchemist. They're making the fucking transmutation tunnel under the sea.
Well, but the sin specifically is for the clones for Vegapunk. So like, it kind of almost sounds like there's a failsafe in there.
I don't know, because I'm thinking about sins versus it has to do with like the devil fruits, and then you got these actual sea devils or devils, which are the big five. So I'm like I've in my head I'm connecting it somehow to the five elders, where like they might have some say in the rules of the sea, or something like that. I don't know, because it really seems like the way they're all drawn, they all seem like demons or devils as close to it as it can get. And since the whole fucking world is built upon devil fruits, there has to be something. I don't know, man. And like I said, there's a lot that's open right now, and that's to be interpreted. Putting my foot in my mouth everywhere, one of them might actually be true. So just keep throwing out theories until one of them hits and one of them lands. But with the devil fruits, like that's still an open door too. Like there's still a lot more in that can be explored. It wouldn't befuddle me to think that maybe they are connected to like the five elders somehow. Who knows? I don't know, but it's mystical shit like that to where you yourself turn into some kind of fucking devil. It's already connected in my head.
I don't know if you've been reading more of the beginning after the end, Danny, but I think I'm at the same part you are at, or I might be a little bit past you. I'm on the second book, and I just got done with the auction house.
Yeah, I took a little break because I'm still going through Wheel of Time as well, and like I just gotta I keep juggling through the books, and I'm taking forever on the prequel for Wheel of Time, and I'm like I should be done by now because it's so much shorter, but I was reading a lot of beginning after the end, so I took a little break to get through the prequel. But when I'm done with this, I'm gonna dive back into book 2. Yeah, as far as my Wheel of Time update, I'm finally done with the slog, which is books 8 through... Well, they say 7 through 10, but 7 was fine. So it's really 8 through 10, which is still 3 massive books. And I tell you, man, you definitely feel a slog reading those. At least I did. It's a lot. Wheel of Time is just as massive as One Piece, which is crazy to say. You know, it doesn't go arc for arc like how One Piece does, but I think the final number was like 2,300 named characters in Wheel of Time.
Oh my god, man.
And I think One Piece only has like 1,200. I'll tell you, dude, a good third minimum of those named characters in Wheel of Time don't matter. And just having to go through them, it's just like, okay, I get what you're trying to do, Jordan, but let's just get to the good stuff, please. Yeah, I
feel that for sure. Any one of those books can be split into 2 books on itself, because it feels like there's a lot in those.
There's so much stuff. Like, I think you can take it out and be like, oh, this is a novella. This is a side piece.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like with crossover comic events, whenever like there's like a giant roster, like with the Spider-Verse comics, they always get split into groups, and then it says, well, if you want to read what they're doing, go to this comic that's out next week.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you could easily break these books down more and just do that, and I think it would be way more digestible. But I don't know, he just likes writing these tomes, so it's like, I get it, like it's just tough to really juggle like a bunch of like storylines and stuff. But
I'm just saying there's got to be a whiteboard somewhere, like having these names that connect to what, like some kind of Pepe Silva bullshit.
Yeah, it was funny because I was talking about Oda and how I'm like, yeah, like Oda has used the wiki before because he can't remember everything. Somebody recently had that, and then I was watching Robert Jordan's interviews because I'm now at the point where I can without any potential spoilers, and he was saying like, yeah, I have like one of my assistants is like writing the encyclopedia right now because I can't remember everything. He didn't get to do it because he passed away, but like with his notes, another author came in and basically wrote the encyclopedia for the Wheel of Time.
Wow, man.
And it's like, yeah, that's crazy that it's just that massive. I would have rather much have like an edited version where things are broken up, because it does hurt certain subplots that are going on. One of the characters like I was a big fan of was like Perrin, and like with his arc right now, it's like pretty much in the back burner, and it's like, yeah, it's on a low flame, and every now and then you gotta flip it so it doesn't get burned, but it's like, no, I want to actually like get more into that, but it's like it's only bits and pieces, and it's like kind of just hurts that side of the story.
Dang, I hope it doesn't last, because like where I'm at, that's pretty much what's happening with Perrin. Like his stuff is on the back burner. He's just talking about how he feels about it and shit. And Moraine's over here like, you're one of them, aren't you? I can probably see where some of it like can be just taken apart and just written just a little side story about it. I think that's a big problem. I think he just wanted to get it out just so that nobody asks fucking questions.
And one of the questions was asked was like, well, are you going to do stuff post ending of like this main storyline? And at the time he's like, no, I think after the final book is like, I would just be done. I wouldn't really write any more stuff.
Nice.
Which I think alludes to Jordan saying like, I don't want to write other books besides just the main timeline books kind of thing. But he really wanted to write the prequel book, I guess, which is, it's a prequel. So that's fine. But no, I'm looking forward to starting book 11. That's the last book he wrote before he passed away. And then the last 3 books is with Brandon Sanderson.
From Mistborn, right?
Yeah, from Mistborn. Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm so glad I know more than one author now. I used to read James Patterson back in the day when he brought out Maximum Ride. And now he's doing a lot more like red-blooded books, which is like I'm okay. I think, if I remember correctly. So now I'm glad like I got more people under my belt now that I can say I've read fantasy books, fantasy-wise.
I get it now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm one of you guys now.
Yeah.
Speaking of like people's works, I've been I've been watching Vinland Saga season 2.
Oh yes,
dude. Remembering what season 1 was just nothing but fucking killing and gore and death and shit. This one is a nice turn because I know I just started it and I'm fucking waiting for the gore to happen. But right now it's just fucking character development, which as you guys all know, I fucking love that shit, dude. So far with season 2, that shit is gold for me. Just for a different reason that I went into. Because I was expecting like blood and gore and shit, and it's just like trauma and dealing with the aftermath and fucking like I don't know, but not forgetting where you came from. It's crazy. Like I'm just waiting for the first sword to fly and the first head to roll for fucking Thorfinn to just come back into berserker mode. Because right now he's just like sorrowful, depressed, but he's trying to get him. He has this friend with him that's trying to get him back there, which is really cool. Einar's a goat. Sucks that he has so many fucking death flags. That I feel like everybody I feel like everybody that Thorfinn meets is gonna fucking die somehow, because that's all that's been happening to him. So like I'm just waiting for the day like his own rock just to fucking be murdered and for him to lose control. For now though, like it's phenomenal. I love it. I'm watching it English dubbed, so like I can actually fully comprehend what they're saying instead of like just reading it. Because like when I'm watching it, I'm kind of like in and out. I'm like looking away and then looking back, because it's not like one of those fucking ADD type shows where it's just like a new frame every half second or something in the fucking story. Like with Close Enough, there was a lot where like you had to watch it in order to get the gag. Whereas this is just dialogue, and you can kind of tell what's happening by just listening to them. It's not intense right now, is what I'm saying. But I'm just, again, I'm waiting for it just to ramp up intensity. But if it stays this way for the whole season, and for the next season, that's when the king shows up, that's fine, If this whole season is just about Thorfinn learning how to be a fucking real person instead of like a kid massacring everything he sees, I'd be so happy with that. That's fine. That's fucking, I love this anime. Yeah, man. Like, how many, is there 3 seasons to Vinland Saga? Or how many are there?
I think for the anime, I think it's just season 2.
Oh, really?
I think so, because that was just a year or 2 ago it came out, or like 2 years ago.
It's great because you follow a slave being turned into a slave, like his whole process, and then once he's bought by somebody, he turns out like one of the other slaves on the farm is Thorfinn, and they start like, but a beaten down Thorfinn, like uber depressed. Mm-hmm. And then you just see them grow up throughout the years, and it's fucking great. I love time skips so much, man. Yeah,
this was the point of the series where everyone was getting like, oh, this is one of the big 3 of the seinen mangas, right? Berserk, Vagabond, and then Vinland Saga. There's like that edit where it's Guts and Musashi just sitting there, and then eventually they started adding Thorfinn in there because it's like, oh no, yeah, he's going through the same stuff like these guys are.
Fuck yeah, man.
I think, honestly, I would watch season 2. I read all of that up until where they're at right now. It's been a couple months, actually, so I'm probably like maybe 10 or so chapters behind.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that if I was watching where you're at right now, like where he's basically a farmhand, it would be so stressful for me to watch these episodes. Only because, like, I understand where you're coming from when you're like, you're just waiting for this foot to snap, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like he has these nightmares every night, and I remember these nightmares because I like just the way that they were drawn, dude. I would like love to see the way it was animated, but I can just imagine that he's having these fucking nightmares every night, and on top of that, getting like harassed or like. I don't want to say bullied because they're adults, but like, just basically, having his fucking whole shit violated and his whole fucking deal fucked up if he doesn't get all these logs and trees cut, so it's like all of this pressure and stress, and he's just like, I could just stop right now and I can go back to how I was before, and I can just make a mess of things if I wanted to, but I won't unless somebody pushes him, and that's the scary part.
Yeah, I think the thing that's gonna break is don't tell me, but from my own interpretations from the anime, the thing that's gonna make him break is, I think Einar, just fucking being unalived. Thorfinn didn't have anybody. Like, he wasn't talking to anybody. Everybody that he knew was fucking gone. Like, or like they're somewhere else except for Canute. He's like out there somewhere, just being king. When he meets Einar, Einar is like the first semblance of a friend that he's had in like years. And Einar is actively making sure that Thorfinn is going to be a better human, I guess. All the while himself is working towards his freedom. I got past this part where the other guys fucked with their farm, and like they had wheat growing in and shit, and they destroyed all of it. So Einar was about to go fucking turn some shit sideways, and then Thorfinn was like, "Nah, dude, we're good." I think this is where I ended, actually. Fucking right when Einar's about to sock this fool from like taunting him, fucking Thorfinn throws a right hook. It's over.
Yeah,
we're back. We're so back. Yeah, man, this anime is great. I love it. I'm like picking and choosing my shit to watch right now. I think the next one I'm gonna watch is Blue White Samurai.
Yeah, I need to get into that. One of my coworkers keeps bringing it up. He's like, you can watch this cool anime. It's on Netflix. I'm like, yeah, I know, dude. I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, he doesn't know about your backlog? You didn't tell him about your backlog?
No. My different multiple backlogs. Yeah, no, it's so over.
He has more than one backlog.
Yeah, the mangaka teased recently that we're approaching the end. I am also behind, probably I think more than you are, Oscar. But yeah, no, it's right now it's still pretty good, and it felt like it's been gearing up for the end for a little bit. So
I think we also might have talked about this last time, but have any of you caught up on part 9, JoJo?
No, I've been thinking about it though. Like, I should really get back into that.
I think I only read probably like 2 or 3 chapters of that, unfortunately.
It's monthly now, so I think it might have like maybe around like 10 or 11 chapters, I think.
It's been at least a year since it came out already.
I think so, right? Because it was like around February that they started releasing it. So yeah, we might be around like 12 or more if there were no breaks. But I can tell you, like, same face, it's not really like as prevalent as it was in chapter 8. Part 8. So I mean, it's all right there. You can at least differentiate the main characters. You probably won't be into. You read the first couple chapters, so like I think like the older brother is like more like a femboy. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Just being different, or I guess being the same.
Yeah, I was vibing with the like the first few chapters, but having that break from manga, I just haven't gone back.
Have you guys heard of Time Patrol Bond?
Oh yeah, I think that's been popping up in my feed lately.
Yeah, so Netflix is making a anime for that. The co-creator of Doraemon, so it's gonna look like that. It's pretty much Time Squad, but darker. Remember Time Squad? You got the little boy Otto.
You mean with Otto?
Yeah, with Otto and the robot, and then the
dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna happen in anime form.
Wait a minute. What's already what's darker than that? I mean, Otto was an orphan, and they were pretty.
Well, in the anime. Oh, in the manga, they got like witch burnings and fucking wars and shit. So I'm guessing that kind of dark. But yeah, like bodies and gore and shit, bloodshed, anime shit. Yeah, so that's gonna be coming in. They got a trailer out already. I'm gonna watch it later. But first season, May 2nd on Netflix.
Oh, and season 2's dropping in July.
Nice. There you go. See, this one might be nice, an up and comer. Yeah, so definitely, I'm gonna watch this one for sure. Just because and I'm probably gonna rewatch Time Squad.
I think with that, safe to say we could go ahead and end the podcast. And in the meantime, unversedpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, we'll sure to bring them up on future episodes. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.